This is Sahla Muhammad Nawaz of BSc Zoology, Surfside College, with a presentation on the topic Phylum Nematoda. Nematoda is a group of bilateral, symmetrical, unsegmented, and pseudocoelomate achelminthes, popularly known as roundworms or threadworms. The general characteristics of this phylum is that they are bilaterally symmetrical, unsegmented, and have vermiform body. The body of nematodes is soft, cylindrical, unsegmented, and bilaterally symmetrical with tapering ends and without a head. The second one is that it has a cuticular covering. The body is covered and protected by a tough, resistant, and multi-layered cuticle secreted by the epidermis. It is removed and renewed or molted 4 or 5 times in life. The next one is that it has syncytial epidermis in the adult. Epidermis is not a definite cellular layer in adult nematodes, but is only a syncytium or multinucleate mass of protoplasm. A cellular epidermis is present in the early stages and it secretes the cuticle. After secreting the cuticle, it ceases to exist as a discrete cellular layer. The next is that it has a pseudocoelomic body cavity. Perivisceral cavity is not a true coelom, but a pseudocoelom or false coelom. It is not a mesodermal cavity, but is a persistent embryonic blastocele. It is filled with the pseudocoelomic fluid, which serves as a hydrostatic skeleton or the fluid skeleton. Circulating cells are absent in the pseudocoel, but there are fixed cells called pseudocoelocyte. The next is body muscles are all longitudinal. The muscles of the body wall are longitudinal, circular muscles are altogether absent. Usually these muscles are arranged in 4 blocks or quadrants, 2 dorsolateral and 2 ventrolateral. The next characteristic of this phylum is that it has a straight and complete alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is straight and uncoiled with mouth and anus at opposite ends. Mouth is terminal but anus is subterminal. Pharynx is muscular with triradiate lumen. The next says that absence of locomotor cilia and respiratory and circulatory systems in this phylum, that is nematodes. Locomotor cilia are altogether absent at any stage in the life of nematodes, but in some primitive species, cilia-like processes called microvilli are present in the gastrodermal cells. The next is that excretory tubules and rennet cells are present in the phylum Nematoda. The excretory system of nematodes consists of 1 or 2 gland cells called rennet cells. Now, simple nervous system without brain. The nervous system of nematodes is very simple. It consists of a circumpharyngeal nerve ring, a few ganglia, and some anterior and posterior nerves. A distinct brain is absent. Gonochorism and sexual dimorphism is the last characteristic of this phylum. In most nematodes, sexes are separate and male and female exhibit sexual dimorphism in morphological features. At present, nearly 20,000 species of nematodes are known. Many of them are parasites in plants and animals. The others are free-living forms inhabiting moist soil, fresh water, and salt water. Some of the examples of this phylum are Ascaris, Ancylostoma, Enterobius, Dracunculus, Vishuraria, Rhabditis, Heterodera, etc. The next topic is that classification of Nematoda. The classification of phylum Nematoda has always been a controversial issue, since the formulation of a general consensus in this regard has never been entirely successful. The current trend is to divide the phylum into 2 classes, namely Adenophoria or Aphasmidia or Secrenentia or Phasmidia. The first is the class Adenophora or Aphasmidia. This is a polyphyletic group of nematodes with the following characteristics: presence of ampids and absence of phasmids. Ampids are paired saccular or tubular chemoreceptor and mechanoreceptor sensoripids on the oral lips. On the other hand, phasmids are porous choroidal papillae which are chemosensory, glandular, or excretory in function. Uninucleate epidermal cells, excretory glands are present but excretory tubules are absent. Testes are usually paired. Free-living members are macrophages or detritivores. Adenophora comprises free-living as well as parasitic forms. Most of the free-living species are aquatic, some are terrestrial. Examples of Adenophoria are Chromadora, Desmodora, Dranconema, Desmocolex, Ankylos, etc. The second classification is that of class Sequenentia or Phasmidia. This is a group of mostly terrestrial nematodes characterized by the following features: presence of both amphids and phasmids, epidermal cells are uninucleate or multinucleate, excretory canals and excretory glands are present, single testes and paired ovaries. Sequenentia comprises both free-living and parasitic forms. Most free-living species are terrestrial. Examples of Sequenentia are Ascaris, Dracunculus, Enterobis, Vishuraria, Encyclostoma loa, Rhabditis, Caenorhabditis, etc. Next, we go on to the sum of the nematode parasites in man. The first one is Ascaris lumbicroides, popularly known as the human roundworm, and it is an endoparasite in the small intestine of man and apes. Encyclostoma duodenale, popularly known as the human hookworm, is an endoparasitic nematode inhabiting the small intestine of man. The next one is Vishuraria branchofti. It is a common filarial worm which causes lymphatic filariasis in man. Enterobis vermicularis, popularly known as pinworm, seatworm, or threadworm, is an endoparasitic nematode living in the cecum, vermiform appendix, and ascending colon of man. We conclude our presentation with this. Thank you.